Well, today we are doing another experiment with the sun oven. This time, sweet potatoes. A sweet potato soup. So we're already preheating. I'm going to go ahead and put the first items in the soup to let them fry. Saute, I guess is the word. So we're starting a little earlier today. It's about 11. And we've got it already preheating here. Currently right around 200. It's only been out here for about 15 minutes or so while we chop the initial foods. Oh, I hope I can touch it with my hand. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I'll use a leaf to touch it. So we've got a little bit of coconut oil in there. We'll put our garlic and onion in. That'll do. So we're going to continue to let it heat up and saute those onions while we chop up other things. So, since it is still before noon, we got the oven facing towards the east. Tends to, it's going to have to be turned over the other side after noon. And looks like it's already time to do a little bit of an adjustment. Just to keep it centered here. Make sure the shadow is centered. It looks like it's good to go. I'm going to start heating up that oil and sauteing the garlic and onions. So it looks great. Alrighty. It's been about probably 30 minutes. And we have some chopped Japanese sweet potatoes. These are excellent in soups. Really good in soups. So your temperature is higher than a little higher than it got yesterday. It's about 275, almost 300. Now the challenge here is going to be, how do I open up the lid? I forgot to. I brought a little cotton wipe here for the daughter here. So let's open it up, see how everything looks. Unfortunately, we do let some heat out when we do this, but so it's not really browned yet, but we need to go ahead and get these going because they take a lot of heat. It takes a lot of heat to cook sweet potatoes. I dropped one in there, but that's okay. Got most of it. So go and put that on real quick, and now the energy intensive part is starting, where it actually has to break down all those hard substances in the sweet potatoes. So we're still 270 or thereabouts. Probably is going to drop a little bit, but you know, the container itself is hot from all the sun that's been hitting it. And I think it will do just fine. Let's see how the shadow looks. Looks like it's still lined up good. Not much of a drop there. I think it'll make it up real quick. Alrighty, so we'll put some, maybe some carrots and such in there next. We'll just continue to add to it, and then eventually we'll put water in it. Not sure how it's going to do with water, but this will be interesting to see. At the very least, the components will be nice and soft by the time we do put water in. That's the plan. Let's put anything that needs to be softened in there, wait till it's soft, and then put water in it. It's now a little bit after 1. This has been going pretty strong for a while now. And we have some more vegetables to put in. Looks like temperature is about 230. It's kind of low. I'm surprised that it's low like that. I think we need to flip her around now that it's 1 o'clock so that it's pointing towards the right area. That looks about right. It's facing south. I forgot to bring something to protect my hand from the lid. We'll try a leaf again. So, what we have here are some softer vegetables, broccoli and carrots, that we're going to put in there. And I have a little bit of brine in there from some pickling that we just did. A little bit of extra brine. I think that'll help a little bit. So, I'm going to put this back on here and get it closed up again. The lid is hot. Excellent. So, 200 and I'd say 230, 225 is the temperature there. That's okay. So it's slightly overcast today. Just kind of partly cloudy, I guess you could say. Scattered clouds. But I think that'll do for now. Start adding more liquid into it as that stuff softens up. Oh, it's time to put the next course in. It looks like our temperature is 200 degrees. You might want to use a leaf or something to grab that. Yeah, to get the lid with the leaf. Usually works just fine.
That leaf just shattered.
So, you brought a little spatula, I guess, to mix it up with. So what we've got here is coconut milk with basil and some ground up seasonings.
Yeah, a shiitake.
Louder? Could you speak up a little bit?
Oh, shiitake and mace and pepper and cumin and cardamom.
Sounds good. So it'll have a little harder of a time keeping the temperature up, especially now that it's probably around 2. I don't think the clock on this camera is quite right. But yeah, it's getting
Ooh,
a little...
It smells really good.
Awesome.
I'm
So I
gonna add
guess
some water.
later on we'll add water, or are you adding water now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Top it off.
Hopefully it can stay up in temperature. Hopefully, I guess that's about it, isn't it? What are you chewing on, Tegan? I have Tegan in my arms here.
So, that looks good. smells really good.
It's become a little overcast.
Woo.
Can you move that strap? I guess it probably wouldn't hurt to turn it a little bit more, since when the sun does come out.
I think the tree's in the way now.
Well, if that's the case, then you can just move it over there.
Okay.
Just make sure, or I can move it over there. Either way. So we may have to move it so that when the sun does come out, it's going to be shining. Right now we're just kind of without the sun. Checking on the soup again. Looks like it's still a little overcast here. We're over 200 degrees, so we're nearly 250 degrees. That looks good.
Smells really good. You smell it?
Mm-hmm. Appears to be cooking.
You see how the potatoes are doing.
They're
Completely
soft
cooked.
enough to eat. Wow. Takes a lot of energy.
Try it. Mmm.
Pretty good. Still needs to go a bit longer, but much better.
Mmm. Delicious.
Anything else needed?
No, I think it's perfect. The seasoning is really good. If anything, it'll need some salt, but we can add that later. Mmm. It's gonna be good.
Oh, you got it on the reflector a little bit.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. We'll wipe it off later. No. Might bend it.
It's so hot. Ooh, it's hot. Should bring out a thing.
A mitt.
A mitt.
Mm-hmm. So, you might want to rebalance it now that the sun just came out. Yeah, it's probably pretty close, but it wouldn't hurt to adjust it. I don't think it'll need to be tilted. That's usually for winter time.
Okay, it looks good. I think it's about centered.
Alrighty, so it's about 3 o'clock or thereabouts.
More like 2:30. Closer to
2:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, we still got some good sun left. It'll probably finish.
Yes.
Do we need any more water in it?
I don't think so.
Great. It's looking good. We'll check on it again in an hour or so. Well, it's almost 4 o'clock, and it's time to retrieve the food. See how it did. Looks like we've gotten all the sun we're gonna get, and it's looking good. So let's see here. We appear to be at about 200 degrees. Pretty good for late in the afternoon, especially given how many times we had to open this thing. Let's open and see how it's looking. The glass is pretty hot. I brought some mitts out this time since I'm going to have to carry the pot back. Smells good. I'd say it turned out pretty good. looks good. So we're just gonna... broccoli looks like it's done. Looks like it all soaked up the herbs and spices nicely. I know the potatoes were already pretty close to done, so... One of the cool things about these Extrema pots, these are basically a ceramic pot. They will actually kind of recycle the heat. Supposedly it generates infrared and helps to cook the food a little better than some pots do. The only drawback of these pots is you don't want to drop them because they will shatter, just like any sort of ceramic. But other than that, they've lasted fantastically. We've had these for a couple of years at least. I think I got them in 2009 actually, so about 2 or 3 years. Great pots, and especially good for the sun oven because they're black, and so it absorb the light really well and transform it into heat. So I'm going to go ahead and take this in. I'm going to let the sun oven air out. It's still pretty close to 200 degrees. So we'll let this thing air out and cool off so I don't take all this heat inside with me. Then we'll go ahead and give it a try. So I'm really happy that we were able to do this. Turned out really well. Nice big pot full of soup that we didn't have to cook. It would have taken a lot of energy to cook that and to remove all the waste heat with the air conditioner. So, worked out fantastically. No electricity needed. It's good practice. So, I look forward to showing more of these kind of experiments. July is a great time to be using the solar ovens. Really any time of year is good, but July is especially good because you have lots of heat to work with, lots of sun.